Hi, welcome to Doodle Club. In today's tutorial I'm going to show you a nice quick easy way of drawing a perfect Valentine's gift. These are the materials we're going to use today, which is I'm going back to my Faber Castell pens. So the usual setup though of one thin, one fat, one medium. If you want to get exactly the right sizes, my fat is 1.5, great for colouring in. My medium is 0.5 today, which is perfect for my primary lines. And then all my little details will go in with the 0.1. We are going to use a pencil today just for a couple of guidelines, and then the sketchbook I'm using is an Art Deco classy sketchbook, landscape orientation. Okay, so grab a hold of your pencil. We're just going to throw in a couple of little guidelines first. So what we're going to do is, because it's for Valentine's Day, we're just going to draw a big heart. We're going to have a load of kawaii characters coming out of that heart. Okay, so let's draw this kind of heart shape like that. But then in the middle of that heart, let's go and put a rectangle. Now this rectangle is in there so that we can write a personal message to whoever we're giving this drawing to. And it can be yourself if you want to. So let's go and put in a rectangle like that. Think about what you want to say in that rectangle and then make it the right kind of size to work with that, okay? Now, my suggestion would be that if you want to really personalise it, go and use some of the prompt cards that I've got in the activity packs and downloads area. But today what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make up some kawaii characters as I go along to keep it nice and quick and simple. Okay, so only those kawaii characters that really come to mind are going to make it into today's drawing. So I'm going to start off with my 0.5, my medium pen. And let's go and make some marks. First thing we'll do is down the bottom here, this little V shape, just going to put in a little base for all of our characters to grow out from. So let's outline that straight off. So just up there, flick up that side, up there, and flick up that side. Let's double line that as well. And any of you that have joined Doodle Club, Kawaii Club kind of sessions before will know I always like to have a little base for my characters to grow out from, just because it then means you don't have to bother drawing the feet or the bottoms of the characters. They can all just kind of come out from behind this, inside this heart, or behind a cloud, or behind a banner, that kind of thing. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go straight in with pen with all these little characters, and we will as we come up, the main important thing is that we don't go completely over this banner. It's okay to have some characters just kind of like going over slightly. That's what we want, but you don't want to go completely over, okay? So let's go and put some of these little characters in. Let's start off with one right in the middle there. Sausage shape to start off with, and then a bouncy line. Obviously we're going to start off with Gurkasaur. Gurkasaur's like my go-to character for this kind of drawing. So double line all of that, make it nice and wonky. You can see how the plates on the back of Gurkasaur are just overlapping that banner just slightly. And then we'll go down to a thinner pen size to add all the little tiny details in, and I will zoom in at this point as well. Yeah, in fact I'll just leave it like that. So I'm going to use my 0.1 for the extra little details. So let's start off with the spine. So you just want to flick the V's in the spine, just a little V shape. Flick that side, flick that side. The reason we're flicking is to try and get a tapered end to our line. Thin tapered end. It's Gurkasaur for a reason, because it looks a little bit like a gherkin. So the way we do that is just by putting in these dashed lines. So this is the front of the character, so just put a few dashes in there. This is the back of the character, so we can go and put loads of dashes all the way to the top. In there. Leave yourself a little bit of space for the face. We are going to go and put a face in. Let's go for something happy today. So we'll do two kawaii style eyes. So one little circle with a smaller circle up in the top corner. Colour the rest in black, and we've got ourselves two kawaii style eyes. Let's give it just a standard happy sausage style mouth. And yeah, let's leave it like that. Maybe some cheekbones in there as well. Look, just little circles there. And there for cheekbones. A couple of extra little dimples just floating around the place. There's our first character done. It really should be as easy as that to draw each character. Okay, let's keep it going. So back to that 0.5 pen. Let's go and put a couple of bears in this time. So I know these bears, they're going to have big ears, so I'm going to put one that side, one that side. Let's go and put one in about here. Double line it, put in the ears. Again, just a small overlap as we approach that rectangle. And there's the belly of our bear as well. Over on the other side, we're going to do the same kind of thing. I'm going to go a bit for a fat bear though this time. Just mix it up a little bit, mixing up the shapes a little bit. Look, there's a much fatter one. Benefits of drawing a fatter one is you get drawn a little bit quicker. See, look how far up the side of the heart we are on this side now. This time I'm not going to have anything overlapping the banner. But let's go and put one ear on that side, one ear on that side. Oops, double line it, make it wonky. That'll do. There's our fat lines. Right, let's get in some thin lines now. So back to your 0.1 pen, let's go and put some faces on these characters. Let's start with some little details first. So in the ears, in the belly, just want to hash them out, just want to shade them out a little bit. So thin pen, lines going directly down. You could, at this point, you could put in some colour. With this being a Valentine's gift, or potentially a Valentine's gift, you could be putting in some little bits of red in here, or pinks, just to keep it on theme. But for Doodle Club, I like to keep it just black and white pens, or just black pens on white paper. So I'm going to stick with that. Right, what faces are we going to put on here? Let's put some more cute little faces in. Let's go for the cute kawaii style eyes again. Standard eyes. Characters facing forward, so the eyes are in the middle of the head there. Then what kind of a face, or what kind of a mouth? Let's put a W. That's all you need to do, a little W in there. And then cheekbones, quote marks for cheekbones this time. Just go with whatever comes to mind. Over on this side, let's go a little bit bigger with the eyes. So there's one. Here's the other. Use the position of the ear to get it about right. You can position your eyes based on where the ears are. Lovely. What kind of a mouth do we want to go in on that one? Let's go for a D shape. Again, keep it nice and simple. That's all I'm going to go for. Little plus signs this time for cheekbones. Just trying to mix it up each time. Okay, back to your 0.5. Let's keep it on going. Now, as you can see, what's happening now is we're getting up to the sides of the characters, and the reason we only did the pen line going up to this point is because as we go to the sides of the heart, as we go to the sides of the heart, we're going to make some of these characters just overlap this pencil line. Just a little tiny bit, but I think it's worth doing. Okay, so watch this. What we'll do is we'll take a little line there. It's going to go just outside the pencil line, back in for our next character. Same on that side, back in for the next character. Okay, so what should we do? Let's do the Merm character. Merm is kind of a real skinny looking character. So let's go out here and then back in. Like that. See how we're just bringing it from the outside edge of that heart at some stage. It then becomes, instead of the base of the heart, it becomes the actual worm sticking out. That's good. Let's go and put some big ears on that. Well, I'm going to put some small ears on this one. Don't want it to stick out too far outside this pencil line. If it sticks out too far outside the pencil line, you're going to lose that original heart shape. But yeah, Merm is half worm, half mouse, I think it was. So it's got like those mouse ears, and we'll make it look more like a worm by putting in these little lines. Look, putting two little lines together. Maybe down there as well. Let's do something similar over on the other side. I'm going to go for a much skinnier one this time. But same concept, just going outside the pencil line a little bit. If your character's in the middle are a bit small and you're not at the outside edge yet, don't worry about it. Just carry on building your characters out, and then when you get to that point, then put these little characters there just floating on the outside. Okay, bigger ears on this one. I think, no, I don't want to go too far outside. Let's stick with small ears. I wanted to do one with a big body and small ears, one with a small body and big ears, but don't really think that's going to work because I don't want to go too far outside that pencil line. But there you go, there is our merm shape. Let's go and put some little lines on the body like that. That's nice. Okay, go and grab your 0.1. Let's go and put some details in on this face. What should we do on this one? Let's try and have some more kind of, well, stick with these standard kawaii style eyes. I really like how they're looking. So let's go over there, a little reflection in the corner. Colour the rest in black, throw in two of those. Again with the, what should we go? Let's go for a sausage shaped mouth again, because we haven't done that for a while. If ever you can't think of what to draw, just look at what you've already drawn on your picture and think, well, okay, which out of those three faces do I like the most? Or which did I do first? How can I make that one just a little bit different? So we've got that in there. Let's go and make it a little bit different just by putting in some little lines for teeth. Cheekbones, what do you want to put in for cheekbones? Let's put in, let's put some pluses. Because the pluses are over here, I think we can, there's a big distance between them. Okay, shade out the ears, little lines in the ears, this little bit across the body as well. Let's shade that out. Awesome, let's go and do the same kind of thing on the other side. Not much space, so let's go a little bit smaller with the face. What did we do? Our next mouth was that one, it was a W, so let's try something similar to that W. Let's just try it a little bit flatter. A little bit flatter that time. And just little circles for cheekbones. Hash out the ears, hash out the stripes. That'll do. That looks nice. Okay, go and grab your pen. Yeah, you're 0.5 again. The main pen that you're drawing with. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go around that banner. Now we've got enough kind of things going on. We can start putting the down the base here. We can start putting the banner in, and then we can start building some characters on top of the banner. Okay, that's the plan. So yeah, you might need to mix the shape of the banner a little bit. So look, just there, I've got the corner of the banner just hitting the edge of the ear. So you're creating this little weird looking intersection. The corner of the banner either needs to hit the miss the ear completely, or it needs to go behind the ear. One or the other, just to make it all kind of work right. So let's see if we can go and fix that. So across the top first. I'm not putting any specific shape on this banner either. I'm just going to keep it as a rectangle. Bring that line down. So I'm going to try and go behind that ear. So I'm just going to change from the pencil line a bit. Look. Just a small deviation. This is why you don't have to worry. I don't think you have to worry about getting your pencil lines in the perfect place. Because if they're not in the perfect place, you're just kind of tweaking it a little bit when you're putting your pen lines in. There we go. All the way across. double lining as we go. Fat bit in there. In fact, I quite like that fat bit down the bottom, so let's make all of it a little bit fatter down the bottom there. Nice. Keep on thinking about what you're going to put in that banner as your Valentine's message. Let's go and put some more characters up top. Let's this time let's start in the middle with two little characters. So we've got one in the middle there. Rather than putting one in the middle there, because we want that point to come out, we want to put two either side. But also that means they'll sit on top of these bits as well. You might find it easier to pencil the sausages in first. So let me show you what I mean by that. So going from here, let's see, we're going to pencil that sausage in. Let's go up to about there, down to there. Do another one over this side. Start there. Let's bring it to about there. You see as well, we're just touching that pencil line across the top. The reason I'm touching that pencil line across the top is because I know I'm going to put some outside like ears or spines or something like that on there to finish that off. Okay, in fact, so let's go and do that. So just remember, we're going behind this banner. I put the pencil lines through the banner so there was a consistency between this line we do here and then this line here, so there's some continuity, authentic continuity. There we go. So just get all of those little lines in first, and then I'm definitely going to make this a gherkin. So I'm going to make these two gherkins. They're going to point towards each other. So let's go in with some spines like that, and I think we'll definitely see a little bit down there as well. So double line all of that. And again, like I was saying earlier about just look at your previous characters, draw them again, but just tweak them slightly. That's exactly what I've done with that Gherkin. All I've done is I've just taken the shape of the spines or the plates on the back and just made them pointy instead. Really, really pointy. Right, let's go and do this one over on this side now. Up to the top again. Down and into there. This time, let's go for round ones, but let's go for kind of round ones like that. So that will kind of come there, maybe come out again there. Pencil that bit in if you're struggling to know where that comes out. But there you go, there's our two body shapes in. Let's go and put in, with our 0.1, let's go and put in some little details. So we'll start with the little details in the spine. So where we flick the V's there, let's change that up. Let's just flick a single line. With our 0.1, flick a little single line across there. Can't see anything there. Let's do the same on this side, just a little single line, or even a double line. Double line might have looked better in there. Let's see what that looks like. Just put one next to each other. Yeah, I think that looks nice. Let's go and throw in the dimples that we've got. So a little gap in there. This is the back, so we go all the way to the top. This is the front. And in fact, all this area down here is all in the shade. So we're going to put all dimples all over in that bit. Maybe just a couple coming up the front there. Similar kind of thing on this side. So remember, our characters are facing each other, so get all your dimples on the right hand side, or not on the right hand side, on the right side. Down here, let's just throw these dimples in, you know, roughly where they go. Let's put this line in here first, and then just throw in some dimples where there's spaces. I think that looks okay. These two are going to be looking at each other. Let's go and put some little eyes in, looking at each other. So there's my first little standard kawaii style eye. Been doing the same eyes all the way through this picture. Just keeps it nice and easy to remember what I'm doing. Standard kawaii style eyes. They're both really happy. They're looking at each other. Let's put some big D's in the mouth. Big D, set of teeth, tongue coming from the back. Colour that bit in. Same on this side, maybe a little bit bigger. Big D, set of teeth across the top, tongue coming from the back. Beautiful. Cheekbones. Maybe even a little bottom lip on this one, look. Let's treat ourselves. Beautiful. Okay, that's looking good. One more time then, with a couple more characters, we'll just move up top just a little tiny bit so you can see this space up top. I think we've got space for 2 more characters in there, so let's go and fill those gaps with whatever you want. So I'm going to go back to these teddy bears because they were quite easy to draw. Let's go and put one in. One's going to live around about here. It's going to come from that ear. It's going to go just outside the pencil line, but it will come back in at about that point. There's the ears. Inner ear as well. We've got that belly shape, so the belly will be around about there, meaning we can shade all of that bit down the bottom in. Over on the other side, let's do a slightly skinnier bear. Let's go for something coming from about there, all the way across to there. Putting the ears in so they straddle those pencil lines. And then put that belly shape in. So let's start it up there. Beautiful. Well, let's go and put some details in on this one. I'm going to put the details in first, and we'll put the face in. So details, I'm going to hash out the ears. I'm going to hash out the belly. Big lines coming up in the belly. Big long lines. Doesn't matter if they're a little bit wonky. As long as they're wonky everywhere, it's going to look fine. Same on this side. Let's do that one as well. So hashing out the ears, getting into that belly. This is you can see this is one of the reasons why I like using a fat pen and a thin pen combo, because you can just get in with this thin pen, add all this extra texture and detail without distracting from the main picture. Enhances, it would even be a better word, the main picture. Awesome. Let's put in some eyes. Again with the standard kawaii style eyes, much bigger for this bear over here. In fact, let's turn it into some sort of animal with a little triangle nose and a W underneath that. A couple of cheekbones. Something on the other side. Little tiny eyes. Big mouth. And let's put in some teeth. Start in the middle so that your teeth are symmetrical. Big bouncy lines. The bigger those teeth, the less you have to colour in. Little bottom lip, because that's such a big mouth. Let's put a little bottom lip in and some cheekbones. I like that one. Okay, let's wrap this up. Last couple of bits that we need to do then is I'm going to finish off the heart shape. So you've got little tiny bits of pencil line around here behind these characters where we can finish off, put that heart shape in. And then we'll just we'll write something in there, add a few little ink splats, and we are done. So it's a nice easy session today. So here we go. Just joining these bits up. Let's go about there. This one goes up here. Last little line there, that looks nice. But then I think what we'll do is we'll go and hash out any part of that heart that we can see. Let's go and hash out. So this might be where you do put in some colour. But all I'm going to do is these little tiny bits, just going to hash them out. I'm hashing them out just to putting these little lines in just to send this bit further backwards. Mainly, that's the only reason. It's going to frame your characters. It's going to make them pop a little bit better. Fab, that's looking good. Right, let's finish off some of these characters. Stick with that 0.1 pen. Anything on these characters that looks a little bit boring, go and do something with it. So these characters for me, just look at these worms, this worm here. It's just got so much body with nothing going on. Let's go and put in some little circles in there. Look. And because I've done it on that side, let's go and do some little circles on this side as well. Teddy bears, let's put some little stitches on. Just go and have a little bit of fun with it. Try stuff out. If it works out, carry on doing it. If it doesn't work out, don't do it anymore. Try not to have too many preconceptions about what you want it to look like in your head. Just kind of go with it, see where it ends up. Yeah, I like those little stitches. They look quite good. Right, let's put some little tiny details on the outside. Obviously we've got to put a little fly in there. That's like in demand now. I'll put some little ink splats around the outside. Nothing too much. Might actually just, let's give it a power line, shall we? So let's see what a power line looks like. So you know what a power line is by now. Yeah, it's just where you go around the outside edge, much thicker than the rest of the drawing. To just frame it. So we're using the 0.1 to, so the 1.5 pen to do that framing. So you see how that's looking. Look at that side. That looks nice. Look at that side. Simpler, cleaner. It's a preference thing. You might want to go around that side and put some stitches in, like we did around the belly. You might want to power line it with a different colour. Quite thick with that power line over that side, so let's go a little bit thicker on this side, just to even it off. There we go. I think that'll do nicely. Right, let's go and put in your personalized message in there. I'm going to go for that. you tell what that's going to be. This is a way I really like of writing, just to kind of personalize it a bit. So I do all the vertical lines first, and I'll do all the horizontal lines afterwards. So let's go in with the horizontal lines. There we go. Last little bit of them. Just going to get in with that little bit of writing. Just going to put a little shadow. So my 0.1, that writing was done with a 1.5. With a 0.1, I'm just going to go around the bottom right of each section just to put a little shadow, a little drop shadow. It's just a line going around. As much as possible, I'm trying not to touch the actual lettering. I'm just going around the edge. Exclamation mark is a great idea if you're doing lettering and you fall a bit short of where you need to be. Put a little exclamation mark in there. Let's put a little dotted line around. To finish off. There we go. One finished Valentine's piece. Right, have fun with yours. Hopefully you can put something a little bit more romantic in the banner, even if it's just a name. But there you go. There is my finished piece. Yeah, have fun, and I'll see you in the next video.